Hi everybody, welcome back to the Bible Show. Today is going to be a very strange episode based on what we usually post. Today we're going to be reviewing the
If you're an illegal
Tate
alien, this
versus
runway is your
Chase
future.
Demoor fight,
Because you're headed home.
and
I'm Christine
I think it'd be just a good self-defense. Maybe I'm stretching this too far. I think maybe it'd be a good self-defense video for Christians who are trying to learn how to fight or don't know how to fight. I think it's good for every guy out there to at least step in the ring once or probably a couple times after you get hooked on the first feeling. And
England's United Kingdom.
yeah, so my credentials: I first fought at Cameron Street, Capital Punishment. I first started like a couple years back. Then Cameron Street, and then most recently Washington Boxing Academy. And if you ask my coaches, my most recent coaches, Coach Washington and Coach Ship, definitely tell you I could fight. Fought a top amateur there, and but they also tell you I also came late and I was kind of lazy, which is true. But yeah, I can fight pretty well, and I think what I'm trying to explain here, I think it might go over some people's heads, which is totally okay, but hopefully the fundamental concept or groundwork gets laid. And I fixed the audio, so the audio is going to come out this time. And you guys are going to hear some sounds, so I might get copyrighted for that, but we'll see. I'll play it on low. And yeah, I'm going to be dragging a lot of concepts from all over the place, so hope you guys can stick with me here. And yeah, we're gonna start with round one. It's pretty cool. I'm super happy I got the headset. The audio's work. It's gonna be entertaining to hear what the commentators say or what I say. So I'm gonna pause right here. So just a basic overview of a fight. Usually the guy that has longer arms or has longer range is the matador, and the person with shorter arms has shorter range and is the bull. So each person has, the bull and the matador both have their own responsibility. The bull, you sort of have to chase them down, because you don't chase your opponent down, then you're gonna kind of lose the fight, because if they just keep you at range the whole time, you're just gonna lose some points, definitely. Well, actually, it depends on what the judges think about the fight. But you're probably going to lose most of the times the shorter person. If you guys saw the Canelo versus Crawford fight, Canelo was just trying to walk Crawford down. Crawford with his long arms just kept Canelo at range. And yeah, it was a super hard fight for Canelo. I think people just underestimate range difference like really badly. With Floyd Mayweather, for example, no discredit to Floyd, like probably, in my opinion, I think the greatest, most skilled pound for pound boxer of all time. And I think Inoue is right behind him. Big fan of Inoue. But Floyd's really smart at using his range and playing the matador really well, I think. And that goes to the role of someone playing the matador. You you can walk the guy down, but you also want to keep him, like, you want to walk him down within your range. Like, you want to use your range to your advantage. You don't want to walk in where it's like your jab arm, your stick arm is like is sort of like in a way where like the other guy can take advantage of his range, because as someone with longer reach, you want to sort of fire from maximum distance. It's sort of like a gun. You wouldn't bring a gun close range. Like, that doesn't make sense. You would fire a gun. If a gun can fire from like 1,000 feet away, you would shoot fire from 1,000 feet, and as your target moves closer, you would sort of keep backing up to always maintain that 1,000 feet distance, always maintaining the interval. And so taking it back to this fight, I think Andrew I didn't see the tail of the tape. What's the tail of the tape?
Illness doesn't have to slow you down.
No, I think Andrew's a really good fighter from what I saw. Actually, just to preface, I'm a huge fan of Andrew. I think I do think he can fight, but I'm gonna break down a little later like what the biggest problem is here, which you guys you'll see throughout his Andrew's career and his throughout this whole fight is pretty apparent. And but that's not to discredit Tate, and I don't think I'm being a hypocrite in any way, because I know I can fight, and I would without a substantial weight difference, I'm sure I could hold myself up well in a sparring match against like maybe alright heavyweight.
Foreign to him, a combat setting he's never tested before, a 5-year layoff from
Genie and Polymarket. This bout is sanctioned by the World Combat Sports Federation.
Okay, it seems like there's no tail at Tate, but Chase I think pretty sure Chase has longer arms, so that's totally fine. So yeah, all Chase has to do this fight is just, of course, keep him at range. I'm talking like I never watched the fight. I watched most of the fight, and or if he's walking him down, just like don't be silly and just like try to go into the phone booth and just take your advantage away from you. Always maintain your range advantage as someone with longer arms, and Chase should be good. Just use your range to your advantage.
Introducing to you first,
And Andrew here, of course, not to sound like a broken record, has to chase down and just try to walk him down as much as he can, and, like just parry shots as you're coming through. Yeah, I think you guys will see what I mean in a bit.
the red corner, 199.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel really bad commenting this fight because I'm a huge fan of Andrew. I think really good character besides what the news says about him. But there is some flaws which you guys are gonna see throughout the whole fight, which is a shame because I think Andrew and I would probably if we ever met would get along. It's a shame. But yeah, I think this could be a very educational video for just anyone watching this. You guys know Chase has the Grant gloves, but it has goat on it. I think Andrew's wearing his custom gloves. So now Andrew's playing his, I think, round one pretty well, going for the body shots, nice, clean body shot. And walking him down, that's good. This is pretty good. And Chase is just keeping him at range. I'm not sure. I think I'm not sure if the intention is not to get hit or whether it's just to play the matchup quickly. But I think it's to play the matchup quick. Actually, lag is part of the fight. Not my video, I think. This is not good. Just okay, good. So yeah, and just walking him down. But you guys saw that parry right there with the right hand. It was when Andrew tried to catch that, it's really slow, and I think that's the Andrew's biggest flaw at the moment. I used to have the same problem too until I fixed it. I was in a sparring session and I realized that my right hand is way too slow compared to my right hand. And you guys can see that Andrew has that same problem, and I think that's just it's like a mindset switch. A lot of fighters keep their right hand really tight because sort of the fear of just getting hit after the jab, like when you jab, or some people have the mindset like they jab and catch, but I think it's important that you keep your right hand super loose. Like it's just as loose as your left hand if you're an orthodox fighter, because so you can parry faster, and so you can really unload with your right hand. I think and Andrew's right hand throughout the whole fight and throughout his whole career just really just tight, and I've had the same problem too. And I just sort of I think I'm fortunate I was able to fix it because I have really short arms compared for my height and age, or just for in general. And if you don't have long arms and you can't just like pull back, you sort of get with shorter arms you get punished for that easily. So yeah, I think and he just needs to be really loose with his right arm. Like if you guys watch Floyd, or just there's a lot of professionals out there with tight right arms, and like it really shows when they fight the best, the pound for pound best. Like you guys watch Floyd, Inoue, Canelo, they're super loose with their right arm. You guys see how they parry or catch with their right hand. It's super quick, super light. And I'm trying to articulate. So you guys saw that shot right there. That's super tight with the right hand. Super tight. I'm trying to think what.
Rides an 11-fight win streak, has not lost in 13.
Being really tight with the right hand, it's good. It's definitely good to get exposed against guys that know how to use the right hand. That right hand is just super tight. Like you should be like it's just super slow with the right hand. But I totally understand. I used to have the same problem, and I'm trying to articulate the fix so that sort of everyone can understand, and I can sort of remember how I fixed it. Now, I'm just not too sure what Chase right now is thinking. I'm not too sure if because I know Chase usually, from what I watched one of his other fights, he usually fights like this.
The champion not looking to explode into the pocket on Tate. Andrew dedicating some shots to the midsection.
But Andrew, yeah, sort of. I think he played the first couple 30 seconds really well. But now he's just Andrew has to keep walking. That was good. And I just said keep walking down as the bull of this fight. Let him chase walking down means Andrew's losing. Unless Chase like just gets too close. Like good example of a long range fighter getting too close is the Ryan versus Tank fight. So Ryan just kept going for left hooks. That's super close range, in Tank's range. Like not even going for left hooks out of Tank's range, but In's like walking like an inch, like a couple inches away from Tank, and Tank was able to catch him. And a lot of people said that fight that Ryan didn't keep his right hand up there, but like just throwing a good hook, your right hand's gotta come down. It's natural. Plus, just the reason he got hit was because at that range, like if you keep your right hand up and you throw a hook, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna be really tight because you can't swing your body. Just at that range, like when you're inside the phone booth with someone, when you're like an inch away from someone, you can get caught with anything. I think back to this fight. Okay, it's gonna be a long video. Andrew Tate's. Yeah, I think Andrew's just right. My arm is just too tight, and I think what came into my mind is okay, there we go. That's a very and the ring girls doing a good job. I think a lot of people don't give credit to ring girls. I think it's a tough job just to be judged by everyone, like guys and girls. It's a really tough job out. Like people don't understand that.
Introducing the Quad Lock Motorcycle Mount Range. Perfect for standard handlebars, offering optimal viewing angle.
So shout out to the ring girl. And, okay, so the thing is when your right hand, okay, I think this is a fix for everyone that has a tight right hand. When your right hand's tight, like if you watch this fight, it you lose the power to punch in combinations. Like if you guys see Inoue finishing a fight, for example, Inoue versus Floyd, and you see the last 10 seconds of the fight before he stops. He's swinging left and right, bam, 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 bam. if your right hand's tight, that's never gonna happen. And I sort of realized it late. I was watching an Inoue fight. I remember last year when I was trying to fix that. I was like, dang, I can't unleash combinations. And I was just thinking, my right hand's like super tight, so there's like, that's the reason why I'm not unleashing combinations like Ryan or Inoue, was because it was just my right hand was just too tight. So when your right hand's tight, like when your right hand's like stiff, like imagine your left hand is as loose as when you're walking, but your right hand's stiff, like unnatural, like you're not like when you're walking. It's so hard to unleash combinations. So I was okay. I want to be the type of fighter that can unleash combinations, so I think they got my right hand loose. I was able to fix that. I think you can still parry pretty well, actually, but not as, I think, I was going to say, you can't parry, you can still parry well with a tight right hand, but like, not as quick with when you're, the loose right hand. So I think Andrew just has to loosen up the right hand, and not making any excuses, but like from Andrew's kickboxing background, I think when you get like some flaws I saw in Andrew's sparring before the fight came was that Andrew just like got too close, like he gave away his range advantage, got close. I think when you're close in kickboxing, you start beating the guy to the stomach, which is I saw Andrew do a lot, and I think Andrew was able to remedy that. Once you're close, you can push the guy away to get back to range advantage. So like, so what when you're right now they're like hugging, which is like it sort of happens when you come close sometimes. Just like you're tired and your momentum comes together, but yeah, I think definitely just a lot of there's some fighters out there that just give up their handshake. What I learned from playing, I learned this from actually League of Legends, like playing range versus melee matchups. You never like handshake. Like when you have an advantage, never agree to fight on even ground. Always agree to fight where you have the advantage. I think that's a good key for. And you guys just saw that was overhand right hand. That's a classic move. See that in a lot of his fights, but
You do not need to be liked by everybody. You need to choose your friends and your enemies carefully. I'm gonna teach you.
He knows it can't win the boxing, so he's trying to make it dirty, but he's also got to land with power. He has to do something other than just wrestling. Look at the body language on Andrew Tate. I was looking at some replays here. Tate hunched over, hands on the knees. BJ's looking a little bit tired. A little bit, but also you
yeah, this fight is like sort of
hand right there on the replay. Let's take a peek again. See how it worked out. We see Andrew coming in with the left hook. Still around, I give to Andrew Tate based on the aggression, but Chase.
Yeah, this is technical sort of.
Demoor again, not using the stool.
I think this fighter's technique was not, it wasn't unleashed.
Such a big man, he's always had pretty great cardio, just naturally, and that was without the weight cut. When you have to cut so much weight, the way you do it is with cardio a lot of the time. Inherently, when people have to drop weight, they often come in much fitter than they would otherwise.
This is about some.
Trying to put the fangs on the
I think it's apparent that like both men are at their full potential. There's a skill ceiling. There's a skill ceiling that has yet to be surpassed. And I saw a lot of comments that Andrew was had yes men in his camp. I think there's a lot of coaches out there that actually I've had some. Well, there's a lot of coaches out there that don't know, like when they have good fighters, they don't understand like the reason how their fighters felt wrong and have a hard time replicating it. Which is very. I started off as a very poor boxer, just made up my own theories. When I say theory, I mean like I did a lot of very dumb stuff.
NCAA Division II in black belts in 2018. Now he's trying to block the strikes from Andrew Tate.
And I think
Andrew doesn't seem too bothered by the shot there. Good right hand.
Yeah, sometimes I think as someone wanting to learn how to fight,
Chase pushing the Cobra.
it's just
Trying to find some significant offense.
I would say trying to like
Andrew Tate
replicate,
pushing and pressuring.
like try to replicate the best. It's a good way to learn because
From the champion. Tate covering up. This is Chase Demoor's opportunity. Nothing really landing clean, Ben. Andrew actually
I
landed a
think
couple
there's
of shots.
actually I would say a good amount of coaches always play the principle.
He turns them over, snaps the shot a
Have
little
a hard
bit.
time
Chase is
replicating,
kind of pushing him a little bit.
creating,
He's not setting
and
his
replicating
shots up.
success, which
Tate's
is
gassed, gang. Tate is gassed.
Yes, he is. And both guys are headhunting here, so Tate's really got to get calm, get
it's,
relaxed.
it's
get that
very
second
interesting in
win.
boxing how boxing coaches
Shooting hard headshots.
5 years away from competition, 4 months of training.
just sometimes can fight. There's some boxing coaches that can fight but can't explain how they got to the level,
Round number 3.
and how they got this skill,
Andrew Tate's got to stay down.
and that's why
It's just a matter of
that's why the myth keeps promulgating this learning sports is talent, and some people just have it. But, I think some people just haven't pushed themselves. I think most people in life haven't pushed themselves to the limit, where it's like they hit a skill ceiling and they don't know how to overcome it.
Lactic acid is building up in his arms. He's been holding up this 220-pound man.
But you don't know that they can overcome it. Ooh. So that right hand, that was good. That was really good right hand by Chase. Super like, super loose and like wingy with it. Yeah, I like that.
Big collision there at the end of the third. Tate
And a lot of people are gonna say, like Chase, like he didn't keep his left hand up, but like anyone watching, try throwing a right hand, try throwing a hook with your left hand, like hug to your face. It's gonna feel really awkward and tight. And a lot of people would say that's perfect boxing theory, but I would say perfect boxing theory is playing at your range, knowing your role, like whether you're the bull or the matador, and having like being loose, so maximizing the kinetic chain in your body, like the power coming from the legs, and your arms like the whips.
He's trying to load up a little bit too much. So what he's got to do is really set the shot up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 up, 2 down. He'll be a lot more successful that way instead of just trying to jump in with the right hand. He's just got to relax here. Go back to the middle of the ring, relax, jab up right, jab down right hand up, and be sharp defensively and watch Chase into something.
Gary Olive, head corner and trainer of Chase Demoor, has led this. Revival and this renewed skill set that has sent the champ on a 10-fight unbeaten streak. Round number 4.
So yeah, this is not looking good for Andrew, I think. Round 4, and Andrew's getting walked down in a way. Because Andrew has shorter range, so if he's getting walked down, it's sort of like it's over. Unless Andrew gets a knockout or stoppage, which actually, for any of those that don't watch the fight, I won't say too much.
Well, Tate relies so heavily on using counters, not
So like
using the
Tate
and now that he's built the
could cut
fatigue, his
that.
reflexes have slowed and he's not getting out of the way. He's standing there clean. Big shots landing for Chase Demoor. Everyone doubted the champion coming into this. He was written off time and time again. But now,
So Andrew's like a little slow with his right hand. There's a guy who's
very close.
I'm gonna try to be more respectful when I judge the fighters, but a man that in a way fought.
Tate's trying to stand firm.
I forgot his name.
Big shot from Tate.
He was like an English fighter. I mean, it's just that he had problems unleashing his arm, and I don't say that because I dislike the guy, but he genuinely had problems, like letting loose his right arm, and I understood that. I used to like I said, I used to have the same problem too, but I can like find a fight. Actually, I'm gonna switch you guys after this, maybe during this fight. That someone who just had problem, just super tight with the right arm, just let it loose just very scarcely.
Yeah, true, but he had more than he's showing tonight. You know, you do what you got to do to win the fight. Of course, I understand that, but it seems like his technique's just going out the window.
Well, he was being outboxed in the first round, and it seems like
I really mean it. Like, besides what I speak about my background and what I speak about technique or something like that, just like comparing Andrew to like another fighter, regardless of the weight class. Just like comparing Tate to Inoue, even though the weight class is completely different. You can see that Tate has just trouble unleashing, fighting like unleashing like sort of combinations.
And here Tate's got to watch out for the
But
right hand is the main shot he's got to watch out for.
to the, on contrary to that, we've seen Andrew, if you guys watch his other fights, unleash combination punches. But that was usually at close range, just like fighting in the phone booth. But unleashing like combination punches from his range, from his jab range, I haven't really seen in this fight.
Tate has not thrown a significant strike in quite some time. A takedown attempt from Andrew Tate. You can see that leg itching on Andrew Tate. Maybe I'll just fire a head kick real quick.
What do you guys think is the difference between heavyweight and bantamweight or something? You guys watch how Dimitri Bivol fights or later like Usyk, or even actually Tyson Fury, super big, super large man, but can really unleashing combos, pretty loose with his right hand, like hair very comfortably.
It's going to be very easy to call this 2-2. It's going to be who wants. He's showing, peppering all the dimensions of Andrew Tate. Crowd continuing their disappointment. Demoor trying to look for a big shot here.
The referee's really letting Demoor kind of push and shove in there. I'm a little surprised how physical he's letting it get. Big advantage for Chase.
That's a good point, Bucha.
Yeah. And normally
I
referee
think this is why I box. It's just another reason why I side tangent during the fight. A lot of people like have this conception of a boxing that you gotta like look like sort of big Mike Tyson or a fight. A lot of people, a lot of people have that idea or conception, and that's because a lot of the cross talk, a lot of guys they talk but they can't deliver, and sort of promulgates that misconception that if you're skilled, if you're really pound for pound, I think you can fight anyone and drop anybody.
Tied him up nice there, Riley. He used some smart veteran tactics.
But
He was definitely hurt.
fighting like a heavyweight, I think as a lighter guy, they're just gonna push you out. It's gonna be a hard fight. Like, they play well to get close, they just push you back. You can't fight.
He lands again. Chase Demoor unloading. 90 seconds to go in the fifth. The legs are locked on Andrew Tate. The fatigue is so
And
clear. Huge cut over the
I remember watching this. I was thinking of it before Andrew said, "Whenever you're winning, you're never tired when you're winning." And this goes for anything. Like when you're winning, it's hard to get tired. But when you're losing, you get tired super easily. You're losing business, and losing life. That's why people get tired like a downward spiral. It's like super tired when you're losing. Super tired to keep going when you're losing, running your business, having problems, and others like when you're winning, like everything in life is super easy. No matter how hard you're working, you're winning. Like, the hard work goes super easy. And this is just like good round 5, like Chase with longer range. With longer range, you can either just play it back and keep the guy at range, or you can walk the guy down using the range. And Chase has chosen the latter option. Or doing the latter option, which is the worst option for Andrew, because that means Andrew's really losing as someone who's supposed to walk Chase down. So the problem, which is keeping the guy at range, which a lot of people accuse Floyd of just running away, was that you sort of look like a runner, but it's pretty good. But you sort of give the guy the opposite person like a winning opportunity. You allow the shoulder guy to play the bull role, but by chasing Andrew down, takes away Andrew's ability to show the bull position to walk him down. So he took away his ability to win. So it goes like this for 4 rounds. This fight is 100% over.
Clearly gone to Chase Demoor. Andrew Tate needs something big, but does he have it left in the corner? Domination of Chase Demoor is suffocating. He has been all over him for round after round after round, and he is still here in his face. Nobody believed Demoor but himself, and that's the only person's opinion who mattered. 2:30 on the clock. Demoor jumps in again.
if I'm Andrew Tate here, I'm gonna put my hands
And
up
then
and
with
try
the
to walk
age,
to him a little bit instead of just trying to fight him off the back leg. Put my
like
hands
I
up,
mentioned
walk
before, I
to
have a
him,
lot of
push him
respect for
back,
Andrew
and push him
as a
back instead of
person.
letting him bully me.
It seems like he just doesn't have the strength left in
But
his
there's a
arms.
lot. There's,
Fatigue
I'm
is
not
built
saying
up.
this to knock on Andrew, but there's a lot. There's like Floyd. He's like 48, 49, almost 50.
Chase Demoor, clinching with
Floyd
the challenger.
fight
The Cobra
pretty well
just
at that
trying to
age
survive here.
because he's pound for pound, very pound for pound
Boys, don't
best.
fall in. You gotta talk, feint, take
He
a
has the
step
skills
back.
to keep fighting. He's dropping guys half his age, like in the 2 exhibition fights. When you have skill, it will translate until your 50s, and even 60s, definitely 60s. But I think that's a long story.
Struggling. There's a few shots from the Cobra.
Put your hands up and walk forward. Let Chase shoot his one shot, or vice versa. You know, let Andrew Tate walk in, shoot that one shot, and then Chase got to put his hands up and counter him
And
twice.
six,
Big thing.
Andrew's starting to walk this time a little bit, which is good. But
Goes for the right.
it's just he's just not relenting,
Here. Another shot from Demoor.
walking
Tate
Andrew
had his
down.
hands up, a lot of those
So
shots
it's
wouldn't get through, I
basically
promise you. Now the reflexes have
less
slowed down a
Andrew
little bit,
less
so it's
than
time to, let your hands be a little more defensive.
We talked about the translation from kickboxing
Andrew,
to
I sort of get it. Like
the bad habits of Tate
this is really super educational fight. Super
Does he
educational
have the
fight.
ability to reinvent himself so
Like,
late in his career? And the answer
and
is
it's sort
clearly
of-
no. If he's never fought with the high guard, if he's always
It's really easy. I experienced the same thing when I really didn't know how to fight that well. You get tired, get tired super easily.
And yes, he is quite flawed, but clearly way better here in this ring.
You see Tate
Even
looking for the
when
one
you're
shot and Chase
pretty
Demoor kinda sliding off to the
really
side.
nice with it, you still get tired anyway. Cardio is
Chase
super
may have a
important.
little more control around 6 here based on how the fatigue of Andrew Tate in the last round, but he hasn't really been able to pull away in this round.
Final 30 seconds of our main event. Andrew Tate trying to produce a miracle.
Wrestling around there. Referee's letting that go on.
Final 20. Can Demoor find
So,
another uppercut?
This is just somewhere I was
And he
like,
does.
I would give a more in detail
Andrew
explanation.
Tate somehow wears it. Tate's got an iron chin.
Like, as a shorter fighter, fighting around longer range than a taller, you gotta walk it with a high guard. And just parry the guy out. If you guys watch
Incredible grit and determination from
the
both of these fighters.
not sure how seriously you guys will take this, but I'm Floyd versus Blueface fight. Floyd just used the high guard, walked
If
him
someone
down.
demands payment with a gift card, it's a scam.
What a performance.
And I will
Chase
show you guys the
Demoor,
fight after.
nobody thought that he would
Hopefully I can keep,
survive
I wouldn't remember all the fights I talked about.
Take him to deep waters. Wow, what a fantastic
It's a very sad fight.
rounds. It was all Andrew Tate.
Like Andrew, I think.
Found where
I
he
hope
could have
he
success.
just sort
Took
of
the fight where he needed it to
like
be and kept it there for the last 4 rounds, making this an incredibly close
hope he
fight.
really
As much as
figures
it's a
out
call, we'll go to the judges, see who
just
wins.
Definitely made it
to
difficult,
like
but at the
really
same time, I would have liked to see
fix
Chase
behind
instead of
keeping his
pushing
right
Vance
hand
and shots
loose.
on the inside
Whether it's a
instead of
mindset
you know,
fix or
pushing,
just
pushing.
just having the
Good
desire to
performance by Chase,
unleash
of course, making
combos.
the fight close, but I feel like,
I think
you know,
Andrew can
technique-wise,
just stop,
he's got a lot more to take.
really contend with the best in the heavyweight division and be really pound for pound.
Yes.
I don't know a boxing coach that's gonna tell. I think a professional fighter might, like a really, like in a way, or Canelo might have to tell Andrew that. Actually, I don't want to underestimate Andrew's ability to figure it out by himself. And the fastest way is just yeah.
But again, close fight, right?
So yeah, that was the fight. Just Andrew, just was really tight with his right hand, and he got walked down. Anyway, okay, let me show you guys someone else that had a really tight right hand. Okay. There you go. I feel really bad. I understand now why commentators feel so bad just talking about people they care, they respect for, and sort of like a negative light because like you don't want to lie, like flatter someone that's not performing well, but at the same time you don't want to just dog be too harsh. But yeah, check this fight out. Check this fight out. So you guys watch Inoue right hand. Super loose, like super loose. Like his left hand's loose, which is like you guys saw that fight. Tate's left hand was pretty loose. I mean everyone's jab hand is pretty loose. It's really easy to unload. Another problem guys have with their left hand that I used to have is that I'm just not using your stick, not sticking all the way out, just like going halfway, and
he's naturally left-handed, and he fights from
that's the problem. But Andrew doesn't have that problem. His stick hand goes all the way out.
him to be heavy on his jab, heavy, stand defensive responsible, so that way he doesn't get caught early, and limit the 50-50 exchanges.
So if you guys watch Butler's right hand throughout this whole fight,
Against Inoue.
it's just like,
And for Inoue,
oh man, I feel
it's all
so
about
bad.
pressure and cutting off the ring. And I expect him to go
I gotta stop saying that so I don't sound like I'm complaining.
to bring those hands down and eventually find that kill shot up top.
Just Butler's not using. It seems like doesn't know. Doesn't like his right hand is just. I think it's maybe a mindset thing or just a skill ceiling that hasn't been surpassed. You watch this whole fight. Butler barely uses his right hand. Doesn't use his right hand. Really loose with his left hand. And you guys see him throw a jab. Comes up quick, smooth. But right hand is just super. And it's apparent that that's an issue in other fights.
Lovely work from Paul Butler here.
Hall goes plowing forward, less than a minute remaining.
So maybe this fight is actually. That's the thing with boxers. A lot of boxers, there we go. The right hand is super tight. It just comes out so slow. When you see the right hand coming out that slow, you know it's the boxer hasn't surpassed the skill ceiling yet. Butler's right hand, brown shirts.
For the first time in the fight, Butler looks a little bit tired.
And yeah, it's just that's why a lot of people look down on boxers, because most people that say they box, the boxing that they produce, like the art form, or sort of how it comes out, isn't that pretty. It looks a little bit like doesn't look that skilled. So when someone says they're a boxer, I think you really need like sparring footage to really prove, showcase or skill, but at the same time, you don't want to share too much sparring footage because you don't want to make yourself like that available in terms of sparring footage for like people see you fight all the time.
Things which can happen in boxing on occasions when you get close rounds.
Where we have
You guys saw that. You guys watched Paul Butler fight. You can see the right hand comes out super slow. Now I'm gonna show you guys Devontae versus Lamont Roach. Devontae versus Frank Mark. Now this is one of my favorite fights because Tank, as a Christian, I shouldn't be praising the ring walk moves, but it was fire. It was really fire. It was catch a beat. Really catch a beat. Really, really cool. It's one of my favorite ring walks of all time. It was the Ghostbusters. That's why. Frank's like, you guys don't know Frank Martin. His nickname is the Ghost. Yeah. Tank came out with the Ghostbusters. Tank sort of like a fight. I think Tank's much worse. What I am gonna say is like we both have short arms. I'm gonna try to hold myself back and just keep it to the comparisons. All right. Yeah. Already round 1. Tank's walking Frank down, and that's what you should do as a shorter boxer. Walk the guy down, because that's what you have to do, or else he's gonna keep you at range. And Frank is trying to walk him down right now, but just Tank is super consistent. Ooh, that's so pretty. Now you see Tank's brick hand, his power shot, his left hand, Tank's a southpaw, super loose, and you can tell you know someone can't unleash in combos when you see their power shot, the brick hand come out super slow. Ooh. See, as a shorter fighter, that's someone with shorter range. You gotta fight like Tank, or fight like any shorter fighter. Like any shorter fighter does that. Canelo, in a way, you walk the guy down. Ooh. And you guys see in boxing, obviously, you don't have to keep your hands up if you're in your range, right? You're not like an inch away from the guy. You can catch the shots. You have enough reaction time to catch the shots. You don't always have to keep your hands up. Wow. I love this fight. It's so satisfying to watch. Ooh. Look at that combination, man. Like, when your left and right hand is super loose, anything's possible. Like, see Tank's hands are down, his left and right hand super loose. Look at that break hand just unleashed, like, just whips out, like, so mean. It's not even about having bad intentions, like, I think that's another misconception, especially when someone's new or starting to learn boxing, that the reason their fights aren't, their shots aren't coming out hard and are really, like, loose and fluid is because the wrong mindset, like, they're not in there to, like, hurt someone, but, you know, because when I started, I had like same exact problem. I was like, okay, my shots are coming out nice because I'm not trying to hurt someone. I think a lot of people get that from Mike Tyson, bad intentions, but just gotta have good technique, and even if you don't really want to hurt someone, bad things are gonna come out. And what's the last? Man, I've mentioned another fight. So I think I got the 2 fights that I mentioned. Here's another fight. This is sort of this is sort of like Tank versus, this is sort of like Andrew versus Chase, but a little bit different because I think Canelo has much shorter arms than Terrence. But see Canelo trying to walk Crawford down, but Crawford just plays it really calm and just doesn't get phased, keeps him at range. And whenever Canelo comes close, Terrence just unleashes combos. And these guys, pound for pound, greats. Really loose with the hands. He's unleashing combos, like elbow, left and right hand, super loose. Canelo in the earlier rounds was able to get him, but I think Crawford just dodging shots and keeping him at range. Shame. Oh man, that's so sad. I think it's a shorter fighter. I think I wish commentators would give him more credit. Like, as a shorter fighter, ooh, like you shouldn't, like, you should lose every fight against a long range fighter if both fighters know what they're doing. So it's best to like avoid fights against guys with long range, because if both fighters at the same skill level, it's impossible to win. And praying to get a knockout is just I would say that's sort of it's like going to the casino. It's like praying, hoping that you win. It's just hoping your opponent make mistakes. And it's sort of a League of Legends mindset. A lot of people in life, maybe this is maybe this is some good advice. Maybe some solid advice might come out. A lot of people have this thing where like they, and in any area in life, they pray someone makes a mistake in some sort of like battle or endeavor. If you're like praying that your other person, if you're relying on the other person to make a mistake, then you sort of already lost. It's already lost. Alright, one more fight in a way versus Fulton. And this is the last fight I would say I talked about.
If you're an illegal alien, this runway is your future because you're headed home. I'm Christy Nome.
So I did the same thing in a sparring session, and I was able to catch a guy. So shout out to this fight. Jab to body a couple times, and you don't expect the right hand to the top. It worked. Really
the reason why Inoue can get there quick with that jab is Fulton has a wide stance.
Couple jabs to the body, and then jab to the body, right hand to the boom, boom. See how fast Inoue's right hand is. Every fighter, your left hand has your right hand just to be just as fast. There you go, there. That's combination punching. If your right hand's loose, you can have a combination punch like that. Actually, I take that back. Maybe you can. Actually, you can. To be honest, you can. That's a lie. But I think it's obvious when the right hand's pretty slow. But the combination punch like that, yeah, at that speed, you gotta have really loose right hand. Boom, boom, boom. Bam, 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 bam. And again, this is disputing the myth that you need to have both hands up. Like I think so. It's important when you fight that you watch your fighter's eyes, because the eyes are gonna tell you what punch they're gonna throw. So if you look at their eyes and it looks like they're not gonna punch, if your hands are down, nothing's gonna happen. If you look at their eyes look ready. Like they're about to punch you right now. Maybe your hand should come up a little to get ready to catch something.
Trying to claim 2 more belts as Fulton tried to grab the ropes. Backed up into the corner. Here comes Inoue. That destructive, decisive power does it again. The monster, a 4-division world champion, stamping in Tokyo.
He was having his way. Level changing jab right
I'm having
there.
a lot of fun doing boxing commentating, so you guys might see a couple more on the channel. I'm trying to make it as educational, so that anyone learning can learn how to fight.
Just an onslaught.
This sounds kind of crazy, but just watching someone talk to learn how to fight. It was definitely possible. If you're training and you realize you hit a skill ceiling, and then you sort of listen to someone talk to see why am I hitting a skill ceiling. And you can fix what's happening.
Tentative, and it was by a smaller guy. And it was
right
away
I think
in the
best
first round to me. As soon as he realized the speed, the power, the prowess, the technical ability, especially with the jab. Forget the power punches, the jab.
The smaller man won the jab battle, and the smaller man won the actual battle. When you win the jab battle test,
hope you guys enjoyed.
Everything else follows, as you can see here.
So yeah, some takeaways.
He has now won 14 of his last 15 fights
a point
by
that
knockout.
really should be
the
hammered
exception
down.
Is the first fight, that fight of the year
really
against
right
Demoor, when he fought through a broken orbital bone and broken nose and still won the fight.
That's the top guy.
I still think that was his greatest fight.
And,
he found
know
something
your
in
role in the
himself.
fight, whether you
No one
or
can know that they have or not. This was extraordinary.
And now a 4-division world champion and the new